How's it going, PCC members? We're showing you today our awesome gingerbread house. This is going to be a really fun, intricate gingerbread house that you can purchase through the club. Dory, our lovely pastry chef, has built all of the different pieces to the house. We have all the different candy and frostings for you to build the house inside this kit. She's going to explain the kit today. And then throughout the month of December, as you guys build them, we're going to run a contest with you guys. And whoever builds the best gingerbread house and posts it to our Instagram page or sends it to Jill is going to win a free market at Parkville. Here you go.
Okay, how you doing? I'm Dory. If you don't mind, I'm going to remove my mask because you can't understand me. We have a nice gingerbread kit for you. In it, we have all the candy that you're going to need. If you want to get more candy, you are more than welcome to. We have candy. We have icing. We have gingerbread house pieces. This is a door. Windows. Sides. More sides. Roof. And a board to put it on. So once you have everything out, you're going to want to set your candy aside because you're not going to need it until a day or two from now. What you do need when working with gingerbread is a wet cloth and a pair of scissors because royal icing dries. So if you spill any on your kitchen floor, you want to make sure and wipe it up right away because it will harden and you don't want to track it through your house. So what you're going to do on the first day, and if you have small children under 3, you're going to want to do this part by yourself. The reason I'm saying this is because where everybody goes wrong in a gingerbread house is they don't give themselves enough time. And when you put a gingerbread house together, the icing is wet and it needs to be dry before you put the roof on. Otherwise, it's going to just slide right off. This is imperative that you do the sides, you wait 2 hours, and then you're going to do the roof. So I'm going to take my icing, and you can use any color icing. I think I'm going to use green today, just to secure my house. And I'm going to take my icing, and when you hold this pastry bag, you want to make sure and hold it by the end. And I'm going to pipe icing Another thing that's handy, if you want to make sure that it's going to stay, is you can have little props from your kitchen. So I'm going to do the same thing with the front or the side. And I'm going to put it together with the side that I just did. You have to be careful. And then I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to do the 3 sides. The side, the bottom, and the other side. And I'm going to secure it to my house. So I've waited 2 hours, and I'm going to put my roof on now. So what you do is you just put a nice line of icing on your 3 sides. And across the top of your roof. Just like that. And then I'm going to put my roof together. And I'm gonna let this sit for at least 2 hours too, because if I don't, when we start putting candy on it, it is going to slide right off. Okay, through the magic of the Park Country Club, I did this gingerbread house yesterday. So I'm going to show you a couple of different things you can do. I'm going to put the door on. You can use the front of the house, you can use the side of the house. For your front, it doesn't matter. Everybody does things differently when it comes to gingerbread. So I put some icing on the back and I just put that on there. It will dry eventually. Then I'm going to put a window right here. And I'm going to put another window right here. Three windows and a door. So, now what you're going to do, you're going to take all your candy and you're going to let it go however you want. I like to start with the roof, but you can do whatever you want because it's your gingerbread house. I'm going to, what I said earlier is there's going to be some gaps, and I can see some gaps. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this and I'm going to pipe some icing to cover up those holes. And I'm going to take some Hershey Kisses. The key here is you don't want to pipe your whole house and then put your candy on, because you're going to realize that this icing starts to dry. So you just pipe a little bit at a time and then you put your candy on. I'm going to put some gumdrops on there too. No, I'm going to put some of these on here. Okay, so that's going to be my roof. And then I'm going to turn this so you can see. I am going to pipe rows that I'm going to put gumdrops on. Also, I'm going to put some nonpareils on there too, just for fun. If you're really adventurous, you can get cereal, like Golden Grams, that are squares, and you can cover the whole side and make like a thatched roof if you want to do something like that. Possibilities are endless with gingerbread. And then I'm going to do 2 more rows. I think I'm going to use my pink. So here's my roof. Do both sides. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pipe a little bit of icing in here to cover that. I'm going to put some cinnamon red hots in there. Then I'm going to take my red, and this is, you can do what you want here, but I'm going to outline my door. When you're working, if your icing gets dry on, because I've had these bags sitting here for a minute, when you go to pick it up, just take a little bit out, and that's where your rag comes in handy. So I'm going to make a little doorknob with a cinnamon red hot, and then I'm going to take 2 candy canes. Well, hopefully they're not broke. And I'm going to put icing on one side, and I'm going to make a little heart. And I'm going to put it right there. And then I'm going to do the other one. Okay, and then I'm going to make it even bigger. So what you don't want to do is put all your icing on your house and then put your candy on, because it's going to be dry by the time you get to it. I'm just doing each section as I get to it. So I outline the heart, and then I'm going to just put on a couple of dots. And I'm going to put on some Hershey Kisses. I'm going to outline my door. Like that. I'm also going to make a walkway. Like that. And I'm going to get back to the walkway in a minute. I'm going to use some green. And all I'm doing is covering up the first layer that I did when I put the house together. I think with gingerbread houses, the more candy you have on it, the better it looks. So don't be shy. So now I'm going to go around to my side of my house. Actually, I'm going to do the back here. I like it symmetrical. You might not care, but I do. So I'm going to put on some nonpareils. And I'm going to outline my window. It's still a little bit wet, I can tell, because it's moving, so I'm going to go back to that. As you're working with your bag, see how there's all this air in there? If you can just push it down and then twist it, it'll work better for you. Okay, so now I'm going to go to this side and I'm going to use some pink. Going to put a border on the bottom to cover up that white. I'm going to actually go around the whole thing and cover that up. So then I'm going to go to my other side. Red Hots on there too. Okay, so there's that other side. Now, my back to my house, and I'm going to put a little bit of this here, just to cover up that seam, and then I'm going to put these peppermints on here somehow. The more candy, the better. That's how gingerbread houses are supposed to be. Okay, there's the back of my house. Now, I'm hoping my windows are going to be dry so I can put in a little window pane. put a couple the red hots on there. Because it's going to be easier to do this on the table than standing up if you're going to put it standing. And I'm going to give them a couple of buttons. Like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of icing there. More than that. Ones you might need to hold for a second. One more thing that you can do, you can see I've added a couple of gingerbread men. I did the sides. I did a nice little walkway with my little candy canes. And then I'm going to try to add some icicles. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure all your icing is to the top, to the front, and make sure you clean off the edge, and you're going to try to make some icicles. Because every house in Buffalo has icicles in the winter. And then when you're done with your house, you're going to let it sit, and then you're going to put some confectioner's sugar dusted over the top, and it looks like snow. Another thing that you can do, if you want to buy ice cream cones and make them trees, you can do that also. So I'm just giving it some icicles. And there's no more room on here for me to do anything, so as soon as I finish this, I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to dust it with confectioner's sugar. That's my gingerbread house. I can't wait to see what you do. There you go.
Hey, if you go on Amazon, you can buy this awesome white chocolate spray. It's like $10 on Amazon. Check it out.